Okay, so got this car home. I keep this typically car in the at my cabin throughout the winter. I have a nice big 2-car garage out there, a nice size shop, but I'm not there as much as I am at home, so I like to keep these cars in the city as long as I can, or as much as I can. I typically swap them out because I have 3 and I only have room for 2, so at least in garages. I have a garage here. I bought the house next door to me because I needed the garage. So that garage is the most expensive single car unheated garage in North America, I guarantee you. But I rent the house out, so it kind of pays for itself. Anyhow, throttle was always a bit jumpy. When I had this set up initially, I had the throttle linkage set up into these holes here. What would happen is when I throttle it, it's not a straight axis like this. It kind of goes up, and getting that up, that lift there caused a little bit of jerkiness or whatever, binding or friction or whatever. It wouldn't be smooth, so you'd hit the throttle and it didn't want to go, and then all of a sudden it would come up and then boom, you're going, and it was just kind of not very comfortable. So, well, if you're familiar with Edelbrock carburetors, these holes here are quite a bit bigger. Okay, the biggest problem here is that you're going through with a 1/4-inch thread on these spherical rod ends, and it fits through here fine, but not through here. So one lesson is I've learned a long time ago is never throw anything out. And what I did was going through all my parts, everything I could, all my junk I have lying around here. I got, you know, this kind of stuff. I got this kind of stuff. Got bolts. I mean, you look at that, looks like a lot of money, a lot of bolts, but that's maybe $50 worth of hardware in there. Got my shop supply. If I haven't got it, it probably doesn't exist. I even got an old tack from I'm thinking here, an old Buick. Somebody gave that to me. Anyhow, I'm keeping that. I'm not going to sell that. And swap meets, I mean, I always get the urge to get a table, go to a swap meet, but got fuel pressure gauge there for fuel injection. I don't even know what this one is. I got way more. There's another one. Fuel injection. Fuel pressure gauge, at least, because I did run these cars with fuel injection, but that didn't work out, and that's another story. Got a set of header gaskets if I need. I got an air filter. I don't even know what that's for. An old fan, belts, whatever. But anyhow, going through all my junk, I found that this fitting here, you can see that. That is a bushing, a steel bushing for a Hurst shift kit. Hurst shifter linkage for a 4-speed, as opposed to plastic. Okay, because when I had a 4-speed in this, I had plastic. I had the Hurst shifter in there, and I swapped out the plastic ones for the metal, the steel ones, because they give a better shift feel. There's less play. It's a tighter. It's a little bit noisier. They rattle, but it's a tighter action and just better shifting. Only had one, unfortunately. So going through all my stuff, I found these bushings, spacers. I'm not sure what they were for initially, but whatever it was, I capped them, and I got the hole there is the right size for a spherical rod end. Fits perfect in that hole on the carburetor, but obviously too long, because you don't need that. You only need enough to cover this part here on the linkage. So I cut it down, grinded it, like filed it down, got it to the point where it was tight, you know, same width as the throttle linkage. Put a washer on each side. If you can see that, hopefully. Washer on each side, and then a lock nut. Washer on each side on the back carb, and then a lock nut. These, the linkages here, I just had to adjust this back a little bit, but everything fit. Just basically take this off, lift it up, put it up here, from down here, just move it up on there. Now it's straight across, so when you throttle it, it's much more smoother action, and it's not kind of binding or catching on anything. I have these aluminum tubes that I use for covering this up just to make it look a little cleaner. I just got to adjust these or cut them down a bit, and I'll finish that off later when I get the car out to the lake, because that's where I have all my tubes, or I'll bring some tubes back here and mess around with it. But anyhow, I haven't driven it because, as per normal and usual, anytime you do a modification or something that you think you fixed and it's going to run better and you want to drive it, it starts raining. And right now it's been raining all night. I've got a dirt alley and roads are going to be wet, and this car does not see the light of day if there's clouds 800 or 900 miles away. So in other words, this is a fair weather car. This car actually is not, when I wash it, I just use a spray wash, like a waterless spray. And it's never actually, I've never actually hosed it down, at least not for a long, long time. With this paint job here, I haven't. But anyhow, that was my repair. The throttle is now a little bit, it's easy on the foot, maybe a little too easy. So my concern is that it might not come down to idle. I have another throttle spring that I can hook up to the previous hole that I was using, and I can hook it up on here. But now it's a little too tight because it's stretching out that spring quite a bit. But I've got it in the car. If I need it, I'll use it, and if I don't, then having a nice easy throttle is not such a bad thing. So anyhow, that's it for now.